Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. I wanted to come here because I haven't made a video in the last couple of days. I wanted to say Merry Christmas to everybody who follows me in my channel. Thank you so much for subscribing. Everyone who follows me on social media, thank you so much. I hope everybody had a great Christmas Eve with their family. Thankfully, I was able to be with my mom. I don't know if you've seen my videos that I talk about how she was in a nursing home. So it was a really good blessing to have her home this Christmas season. She seems so happy, obviously, but thank you God for that. And so I just wanted to make a video. Things have been in my mind the last couple of days. This back and forth, with the stimulus check, and now they're saying the president wanted more money for the American people, and then they bounce back saying that they don't want to approve it. So now they're going to talk about it Monday. So I did see all of that. I know I had made a video about saying, it was about to get approved, and then of course it got canceled again. So now we're going to wait until Monday and see what happens. But just reflecting about this year, it's been really hard, as we all know. It's really it's been hard and it's been good, because even so, we had been to quarantine, we have went to wearing masks, having to deal with a pandemic that is affecting everybody globally, dealing with, in my case, my family's case, never having access to my mother, who was living in a nursing home all up to the last day in November. Dealing with all of that, dealing with Zoom calls and like meeting people through that, losing jobs, being on unemployment, getting new jobs, and being on training, all of that stuff. It's been really hard, but not talking about it personally, but I feel like it has also brought in a lot of things that were being done in darkness, and that goes to show, everything is going to come out at some point. So whatever you do in the dark, it's going to come out. Whatever you do in secret, that's in the Bible, it's going to come up at some point. Who you really are is going to show. Who somebody else is really going to show. That's why I always say, don't waste your time trying to show people who somebody is. One thing is, if you're trying to give advice to like a close person, a family member, or whatever, that's different. But when you're trying to, I'm gonna show you how bad she is, I'm gonna prove to you how this person is, like, everything comes out. That's not your job to do it, because people are always gonna be people, no matter how much they try to fake it, and their true self will always come out. Who they are inside will always come out. You cannot fake it for that long. So it's just a matter of time. I feel like this year have brought out a lot of things that were being done in secret. We can go down the list, but that's not what this video is all about. I think I can make a video about that next week. We still have a whole week to go for 2020. But it also has shown that you really cannot take life for granted. You really cannot take your salvation with Jesus for granted. You have to make the decision today. You don't know how much time you have left on this earth, and once you die, it is done. There's no more timing for you to make that decision to give your life to Christ. And I'm just gonna say this right now: if you need prayer, if you want to know what that is all about, to give your life to Christ, you can email me, JulissaDesigns.com. That email is going to be right here in the description of this video. I don't want anybody to watch this and have confusion or be questioning things about Christ. So you can reach out to me, or go on my website, JulissaDesigns.com, and just send me an email through that too. But I wanted to talk about one thing very important that I've seen people do. So here's the thing, guys. We have to be so careful about taking people's opinion to heart, because people's opinion eventually change. I'm not saying in everything, but when somebody gives you an opinion about something, you have to keep in mind that it changes. People can say to you, I don't think I'll be going out today. It seems like we're gonna get snow. And then 2 hours later, that you call them, and then what happened? They're like, I had to go out to the store. But oh, I thought you were gonna be like in bed all day. Well, I just didn't want to be home anymore. Things change, like people's opinion change, and that's the example that I gave is very minimum. But when I'm talking about, you're taking somebody's opinion to heart, that then after that you start making real life move based on somebody else's opinion, that eventually can change. Have you ever heard this phrase? Has anybody said to you before, oh, don't take me that serious, I was just thinking, I was just saying that to say it? And that's what people eventually do. People say things just to say it. So you have to, if you want advice about doing something and making a move, or making the right decision, the best source for you is Christ. Pray about it, even go on a fast, you will get your answer for sure, for sure. But I just feel like people are so quick to, like I said before in previous videos, the main thing that people do these days is they give you unsolicited advice. You're not even asking for a an answer about something. They don't even care if you ask about something. It's all about giving you an advice. So what does that tell you? They don't really care what you want to hear. They don't care what it is that you need. At the end of the day, what they're most proud of is their own advice for you. And even if you follow it or not, they just want to say it. So don't take it as an answer. Don't take it like, okay, so maybe she's right. A lot of people say that. She might be right, but that doesn't mean that's what God wants you to do. Think about that. People these days, everybody's an expert about everything. I had never in my life met so many people who do party decorations. Everybody's just, anybody can decorate your party theme these days. Anybody can be a photographer. Everybody's a photographer. Everybody does makeup too. And like I said, I mentioned those things because I do fashion shows. I do events like that. But one thing I know, I have no knowledge whatsoever about makeup. I always say, if we can get a makeup artist up here, that would be great, because those are the experts. I cannot say here and say, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing because I go on Pinterest. I have no idea what that is. I have no idea about taking photos either. I might, I can buy a camera, I probably can turn it on, but I'm not a photographer. But I feel like these days, people are just becoming expert about everything, and they want to make sure you know that they're an expert, because even if you just mention something, that let me tell you something, let me give you an advice. And some people don't even say it like that. They say, this is what you should do. And you always have to remember, it could be a lot of this advice that you hear from people is just an opinion-based advice. It doesn't mean that it could be an expert advice. It could be something that they experienced in the past, and this is what they think it is. So think about it like that. Don't be making big life moves based on somebody else's opinion, because opinions eventually change. People point of view change. There's a thing that goes out there, a meme or something, that whatever that's called, that says, people watch, they hate, and then they copy. I tell you, that happens to me all the time. When people, I guess I've really been around really bad circles, because when people find out what I do, they're like, what, you do that? And then 2 years down the road, you see them doing the exact same thing. When I said it, I was the crazy ones. I was the crazy one. I was out of this world, who does and nobody does that. 2 years down the road, they're doing the same thing. So think that people opinions change. So don't take it too hard. Two, remember that at the end of the day, a lot of this unsolicited advice that we receive is just, it's just people who are very proud of what they think. It's so sad, but everybody's an expert these days, guys. We see it on social media all the time. I make clothes. I've been making clothes, I don't even know how many years. I do so many errors. I had done fashion week, I had done fashion shows, I had done live TV, I have done TV shows. I can sew, but I make so many I will never call myself an expert because I'm in a learning progress. I don't think, and I'm not trying to be like a humble, I go and run about. That's just the truth. Sometimes, a lot of times when I'm sewing, I have my book from college in front of me and I'm searching because I don't know how to even start. But I have the experience. That's great. Yeah, everything looks great at the end, but you don't know what took me to get there. You can look at it. I might not be able to duplicate it. Unless I did the pattern. And sometimes even so, like if you see a dress that I done, and you're like, can I have my size about that on the same dress? It can take me a while because I am not an expert. I would never call myself an expert. And I opened my studio about 7 years ago. Well, this 2021 will be 7 years, which is just crazy to me. And before that, I was sewing way before that. I did sewing in college and all of that. But these days, people read a paragraph on the internet, and there they are giving you big opinions about something, and you are changing your life around that opinion of somebody who just it's just more concerned about giving you advice that you probably never asked for. It's all about, at the end of the day, it's all about what they think you should do. And the way you're getting an advice from somebody that's meant, because people say this is what you should do. Like I said before, just because they think it's what you should do doesn't mean that's what God wants you to do. So always go to God, and you always have to look for fruit. Look at, are these people Christ believing? Do you see the fruit of of Christ in their life? Does their life make sense to you when it comes to Bible and Christ and being a believer? So think about it like that, and the opposite of that is that now these days you cannot have a opposite opinion of nobody. Immediately when you go against what people think, people start blocking you up and down on Facebook. I noticed that. I'm like, wow, we've been friends for it now. I'm no longer a friend. And then you're in your head. I'm like, what did I say? Was it that link that I posted about that news thing? Like, I didn't even comment it on. I just shared it on my new feed, on my Facebook feed, and now I'm completely blocked from that person. It happens so fast. People don't have time for nothing right now. Like, if you say to somebody, don't go back to that restaurant because they treated me wrong, no, but people will follow you. And that's something that you have to think about as a Christ believer, Christian person, that like somebody treated you bad at a place, it gave you bad service, and stop trying to build a group about it. That is not for you to do. Give people mercy and grace. There are sometimes people have a bad day, and sometimes, and I mean, once again, guys, I'm not trying to say that I'm perfect, nothing like that, but I'm saying, like, sometimes I see the way people can treat me when I go get service, when I go to a place to buy food or whatever. People can be sometimes nasty or like say things. I don't know why, but it happens to me. I've been working retail since I was 15 years old. I know all about customer service. So when somebody treats you bad or say like a stupid comment to you, or I know sometimes I say to myself, well, I'm just gonna walk away, and thank God that he's talking to me and not doing this to somebody who can come here and probably start, or wait for them in the parking lot to beat them up. Like, I'm glad that happened to me, and not to somebody else that can really take this to the next level and really get angry. You have to be careful about grabbing people to back you up when somebody gives you a bad service. Like, don't you see that God is watching you? You're being motivated because somebody treated you bad. Like, let's say you went to get gas and they were rude to you, And there you are, putting it on Facebook, this long post on Facebook. Please, everybody, stay away from this place. There you are, grabbing people to stay away from that place, putting negative things about a business based on a bad day, a bad moment experience, just because somebody treated you bad. I mean, I don't even know who needs to hear this. I was not going to talk about this right now. I was going to say Merry Christmas and everything. I just can't get off the subject. We're so quick to just gather people to start believing the same thing we do, especially when bad service was done to us. Not thinking that people had bad days, not having mercy on, first of all, not having mercy on nobody. We no longer have mercy for nothing. You treated me wrong, I'm gonna go on Google, I'm gonna put a really bad review on this business, and I'm gonna tell 20 of my friends about it. And there you are. I mean, we're so quick to do that, but we're not quick to share the gospel, right? I mean, I don't know what God is taking this message for. I don't know who needs to hear, but just because it can look a little innocent and they treated me bad, so I'm gonna tell 50 of my friends, I'm gonna share it on Facebook, I'm gonna snap a picture of the person helping me, well, the person who treated me bad, I'm gonna post it on Facebook so everybody can know how rude he is. And God, you think God is gonna be like, great job, faithful servant, thank you for sharing that? Like, are we losing our heads here? That's not what God called you to do. If anything, God said, vengeance is mine. So rest assured knowing that when people treat you bad and you're at a shopping mall or whatever, anywhere, even when people cut you off in the highway when you're driving, God sees that you are his child. He knows what's happening. When people are giving you a hard time at work, just stay calm. God sees all of that. You know, we're so quick. I know I had experienced it in my life too. I want them to feel what I feel, how they make me feel that moment of embarrassment. You know, maybe a cashier got angry with me. I want to make sure everybody knows. And I want them to feel that pain. But at the end of the day, guys, that really doesn't give you anything out of it. So I don't know who needed to hear that. Once again, I say that. I just wanted to say, you know, always remember that you are God's child. He knows what's happening. He knows how they treat you. So don't try to get people to follow you on that. Just have mercy too. Have mercy too. People have bad days. You know, sometimes people want to cut you off in the highway and then you are trying to speed up to them to do the same thing. That can cause you an accident. That's going to change your life forever. Just because you want to get that vengeance right there. Like maybe they're trying to get to the bathroom. Who knows? It could be million things. But once again, I say to you, God knows what's happening. So just give people grace and mercy. That is my message for today. I didn't mean to make it so long, but God's going to use this channel as much as he wants, like whichever way he wants to. I can talk about God all the time. I love to talk about God. You know, I can talk to you about making jewelry, making dresses, making all of that. I don't really, this is my desire all the time, just to talk about Christ and giving my example, giving you my testimony too, and just, you know, keep talking about anything that we can talk about just to get closer with God and to share the gospel. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I really hope everybody had a great Christmas. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.